Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing another story time. This one's a bit more touchy than the other ones, but I asked my friend how to tell it and she said as real as you can. So I'm going to tell you everything. With that being said, I'm going to mention again, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, bipolar 1 disorder to be exact. So that means that my manias were really intense and more, I don't want to make hypomania seem less, but they are more intense than a hypomania. It is a full-on mania. So with that being said, let's get on to the story. So where we left off, we're at the Timmy's parking lot in front of the hospital. So as I mentioned, I was taking those green pills. Yes, my hair is super greasy. Don't mind me, please. So I was taking those green pills. I say to my mom, "Here, try some." She didn't. She just took them, and then once I was done with those green pills, I wanted one of hers because she also has anxiety, and she said no. She got really mad because apparently I grabbed the bag, and she left me in the car with no, what are they called? No keys. And there was guys circling around. It was dark. It was scary. I was supposed to meet my friends, so I get out of the car and I run into the Timmy's. And being my talkative self, I go up to random people and I'm just making conversation, probably about what just happened. And then I'm extremely thirsty, probably from talking. And I go into the bathroom because, once again, I don't have money when I should have just asked them for water, but I was doing the cup under the sink, which is disgusting in a public place, but I was... So then my friends come into the bathroom, and the main thing now that we're not going to the hospital, is pregnancy test. I thought I was pregnant, like 99% sure. Didn't have money once again, so my sweet friend said she would pay for me. So we went into the drugstore, and the officers, like the security people, were looking at me like I was on drugs because just of how I was talking, my presence just kind of gave it away. But it's actually the mania. Yes, I was on those pills, but they're actually pills that are supposed to calm you down. So we bought a pregnancy test, and honestly, I was just so paranoid. I wanted to take it right there on the street. I was like down for it. And she said, "No, we'll go back to the other friend's house and we'll take it." So she told me how to take it because I've never taken one before. And I was staring at it. I was waiting for it to say pregnant or positive because I was so sure that I was, which was another big emotional factor. I thought I was pregnant before my breakup. After the breakup, I think I'm still pregnant. So it's just a big scare. So turns out I wasn't pregnant, but before it's time to go home, I say that I don't want to go home. I don't feel comfortable. But my friend says, "You're going home." So she dropped me off, and I was looking for my mom, and she wasn't there. So I went upstairs, and then I heard her come in, and I said, "This is what she told me that I said." But I remember saying something different. This is gonna go along throughout the story. I did something when I thought I did something else. So I say to her, "The stranger bought me a pregnancy test. They love me more than you do." Her not wanting to get involved, she goes downstairs into her bathroom, and I follow her eventually. And I swing open the bathroom door, probably yelling at her. And then I thought she got out of her chair, similar to my ex, so I don't really know if that story with him is 100% accurate, but I stand by it. This, I can kind of see where it could have went differently. So I swing open the door, and I'm probably yelling at her, and then I think she gets up, but apparently she didn't, and so I grab her and I pull her to her bed, and then my dad was in the bed naked because he sleeps naked, so he hopped off the bed and was sitting on me, restraining me, and then I don't know the sequence of this, but throughout that, he choked me, he squeezed my head against the brick, and I don't want you guys to look at him, if you know him personally, different because of that, because I can see the restraint properties, but I don't understand the choking and the squishing. So the cops were called, and I ran upstairs and I took off my shirt because I was extremely hot, and I blocked off the top of the stairs so nobody could come upstairs, and I went into the bathroom and I picked up this bowl and I threw it at the mirror. The mirror cracked, it didn't shatter, and I still have that crack on the mirror today, so it's not a very nice reminder. And then the cops showed up, asked me to put a shirt on, and asked me a couple of questions, and put me in the cop car. So I was sitting in the cop car waiting while they're talking to my parents, and it's probably like 30 minutes by now. I was probably waiting for like 40 minutes, and because I took all those pills, I don't know if I mentioned, I took the whole bottle, because I took, I'm not proud, I'm just telling you the story. So I took all those pills. Obviously it was messing with me. I threw up all over the cop car. So the cop comes out, and like literally what could I have done? Like I couldn't signal him in any way. I couldn't open the door, obviously, and I had to. So then they took me to the cop station. When I arrived at the cop station, the other cops, who weren't even really aware of everything that just happened, accused me of being on meth because of my heart rate. So because I took so many pills, the anxiety pills are supposed to obviously slow down your heart rate, calm you down. Because I took so many, it did the complete opposite. So my heart rate was up here, I was super hyper, I could feel my heart literally beating out of my chest. It was a really scary, weird feeling. And then I denied being on meth because I wasn't on meth, and I was kind of offended because they didn't know what I just went through. So then the EMS people came, and they pricked my finger, and it didn't have drugs in it. So they took me on the, what's it called, the car, and I thought they were taking me home because I hadn't slept in so long. I was so tired. Even in the cop car before we went there, I was like, can I come home after? Like, I'm just so tired, I just want to go to bed. But they just wanted to check me out, like fully analyze what happened. So I get in the car and he took my blood, and as like that little, like it was an IV like blood kind of thing, so you could do both. As that was like sitting in me, he kept bumping my hand, and I was like, dude, that hurts, like it's against a bone. And he was a student, so he was probably glad for the feedback. And then they brought me to the hospital, and this hospital, I have nothing good to say about it, so yeah. But we arrived at the hospital, and we were like in this hallway, and they were just watching me, talking to me on the bed. And then I got moved to this room in the front of the administration for emergency, and it was kind of like a jail cell. Honestly, it had a camera in the top corner, and there was this door with a window in it so I could watch everybody coming in. And I remember hearing this girl, it was her 18th birthday, mind you it was late, and she drank too much, and she was just like violently puking. And then I remember this boy came in, and this is what kind of scared me. So it was like a day or two after my breakup, and this boy comes in on drugs. They're like saying they're gonna, I don't know what you do, like you don't pump their stomach, do you? But like, I don't know, give them IVs and shit. Sorry, I'm trying not to like swear just in case anybody young is watching this, but it sounded like him. So I got really scared and I thought it was him. I was asking like the nurses who were coming into my room like what he looked like, if his like hair was like this, like blah blah blah, because it sounded like him. And then what happened? I got moved to the back closet where they keep like the heated blankets and stuff. And I was in there, and also throughout this process they were giving me Ativans. I probably had like 13-ish, and some of them were double, like 2 milligrams, some 1 milligram. And I remember just sitting there and screaming at God for doing this to me and like why he did it, like meaning my dad, because I was kind of scarred by that. And then they were also not really feeding me, so but they gave me a grilled cheese with a plastic knife, which is a big mistake because I was in like pretty much the medicine cabinet. So I slit my legs and my arms and bandaged them up myself, and then I went out and asked if I could have some bandages and tape because I ran out, and they were like, why do you need that? And I showed them and I said, you guys gave me a knife. And then they put me in the lockdown room again, gave me more drugs, and then my mom came and she said the window was open, I was sitting there in my little hospital gown, my boob was out, I was totally drugged, and nobody was checking up on me. So she got mad at everyone and we left. I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I can picture it, but I don't remember how I felt at that moment because I was just so drugged up. And then we went home, and there was an instance where my dad did something and I phoned the cops, which I never before. I was so scared to phone the cops ever if anything even happened, and I was just doing it. And then my brother did something, I phoned the cops on him, and then the cops were like, okay, you've called us twice now, like, what's going on? Like, why are you doing this? You can't do this unless there's something serious happening. And I said, something, like, serious things have been happening all summer. I've been getting threats, like rape threats by a big group of guys, like threats when I turn 18, just like people showing up at my house, and nothing has been done. And this is what happened, and I showed them my arms, and they told me I had 5 minutes to leave, and they were taking me to the children's hospital. And during this time, I lost my phone. I didn't get my phone back I got out in October. I think I found it January, like after Christmas, January. So I just thought I'd throw that in. So I'm just gonna leave it off there. We'll do like an administration and how the hospital was kind of video sometime soon. After that, I don't know like how much more I'm gonna have to talk about other than how I'm doing right now. So if you have either any questions for a Q&A that I want to do if I get enough, or video ideas, let me know, please. Thank you for watching and hearing my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe or give it a like, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!